Sussexes in cold sweat as Queen left decree for Charles to pass throne to William on his 80th birthday. We already know the prudent Queen Elizabeth II made plans after her passing, but according to a report, one of those was ensuring the brevity of her eldest son's reign. As you no doubt have heard by now, the 96-year-old passed away at Balmoral Castle last year and was immediately succeeded by her son, the now King Charles III. But a source tells us that he won't sit the throne for very long, at least not if he follows the commands of his late mother. A high-ranking royal aide told the outlet months ago. This supposed insider says Elizabeth gathered everyone together for a summit at Sandringham to address her inevitable demise, and surprised the family with a series of edicts to be followed after her passing. The most unusual of these alleged commands, that her son, then Prince Charles, agreed to abdicate on the occasion of his 80th birthday. That would only give the 73-year-old 7 years on the throne, 1/10 of the historic reign of his mother. The throne would naturally pass to his son, Prince William, who's also been prepared for the role his whole life. Unlike his father, however, he's a young man in good health, and might be more suited to some of the rigours of the job. Could that be reason enough for Charles to pass down the throne, rather than rule until his own death? For instance, after her succession, Queen Elizabeth embarked on a 6-month tour of the Commonwealth. These kinds of trips around the world would be difficult to undertake in the best of circumstances. Add in the pandemic, it seems more dangerous than it's worth. But forget about convenience, how likely is this anyway, that the man might give up his crown to his son early? Well, not that out of the question actually. Royal scholar Dr. Robert Morris of University College London told the New York Post in regards to the question of Charles giving the crown to his son, "I hope the king has inherited the extraordinary genes that took his grandmother beyond her century and his mother and father into the 90s. But I don't recall any of them looking as tired and spaced out as the king and queen did on the coronation," the expert said, as William performed his duties to perfection and his wife looked every inch a queen in waiting. "I couldn't help but wonder how long it would be before the next coronation," Jenny Murray said. The royal expert suggested that King Charles and the Queen should decide in the not-too-distant future to pass the sword down to Prince William. At the coronation, Prince William pledged his allegiance to his father during the ceremony, saying, "I, William, Prince of Wales, pledge my loyalty to you, and faith and trust I will bear unto you. As your liege, man of life and limb, so help me God." Retirement is a dirty word for so many of our generation. We want to go on contributing, we want to keep our minds in order, and for those of us who aren't royalty, we're still trying to earn enough to ward off the cost of living crisis, the expert said. But most of us are also asking ourselves, is it not time to think of enjoying the final decades, rather than flogging ourselves to death for the king and queen? The hard work is just beginning, a brand new role, too late in life for most of us to contemplate, the expert added.